In the main area, this is where you can see information regarding the address information, contact information for that particular advertiser. This is where we have our advertiser sets, billing offices, sales rep, and so forth. Down below, we have a list of our contacts that are associated with this advertiser. We have some account options, such as are they net 30, do they have a credit limit, should we charge interest, and so forth. We have categories. The categories allow for us to select what, basically what category this advertiser belongs to, like a SIC code. So we could say, okay, maybe they're an agency or whatnot. And here's an area where we just type notes, private notes about the advertiser as well. Notice the tooltip that appears. If you hover over any of these text boxes or controls, you will get a tooltip that might help explain what it is you need to enter in that information. Over here on the right, we have balances. This tab will show that they currently have an account balance of $1948.80. If we'd like to see what it would be at the end of this month, we can simply select that date and click the compute button. And it will show us everything that has yet to be billed but is scheduled up until that point in time. They do not have a last payment, but their oldest debit is on July 30th is when it was due. We can calculate their aging, and you can see that they do have aging over 150 days. That aging is calculated, as we mentioned in the presentation, that's calculated as of today. Here's the activities, agreements, and so forth. We won't go through everything. On the retail order area, we can see the retail orders, the classified orders, and so forth. We can go ahead and, if we'd like, we could double-click and open that order, or not. Here's a statement area. We can right-click on that, and we can say View the Statement, or if we want to reprint it, or we can actually open up the statement screen to make edits to it if we needed to. So let's go ahead and view the report. And this is an easy way for us to go ahead and reprint a statement if necessary. Similarly, we can do that with an invoice. Notice the invoices marked in red are the ones that are still unpaid. They still have a balance due on those. And then we can see the payments and credits. So this is an area where all the information regarding an advertiser is available to you. You can also click up here and you can get to common reports. Maybe you want to do an account history that you need to email to the advertiser because there might be a discrepancy in various things. And then this advertiser dashboard effectively will print everything on the screen, or nearly everything on the screen. So we can see the activities that we maybe have for this advertiser, any payments and debits, orders, quotes, classifieds, and so forth. Now let's talk about how to create an advertiser. So the advertiser screen is already open, and there's many different ways to open the screen. We talked about a couple of them. We can also do it from the menu up at the top. We can click on Open. But we already have it open, so let's just work with that. Notice down here by the data buttons it says Edit Mode. It's in red. That tells us that we're editing a particular customer. The name of the customer that we're editing is up at the top, 3rd Avenue Q. So you can easily see who it is you're working with. It's also going to be selected in the side list. We can click New, and we can go ahead and type in a new customer. So maybe we want to type in Joe's Woodshop. Okay, and he's a new business, so there'll be a commercial account. We can enter in sales rep information and so forth. Once we do all that, we simply click the Save button. Now, maybe Joe has a contact, and we'd like to enter some contact information with him. We'll talk about that in the next video. But what we'll do is we'll just simply click on New Contact. So now once we're done, we talked about how we can load the advertiser. We can simply search for Joe here in the list, and we can select it. We can select different ones as well. If you'd like to personalize the layout, we can talk a little bit about that. But one of the things that's real simple to do is we can minimize the ribbon bar. And when we do that, then once we click on the ribbon, it will actually fly out. And we can make our various selections from there. But once we move away from there, the ribbon bar will go away. We can also unpin. Maybe we want to unpin the advertiser list, which is something called auto hide. And what will happen there is you can see that it's minimized, but when we hover over it, it will actually fly out. When we move the mouse away, it will go back and collapse. The other thing that we want to talk about on all the screens that have abilities to rearrange and to customize, there's something called Reset Layout and Autosave Layout. If the Autosave Layout button is checked at the time you close the form, which it is by default, then it will save the layout that you currently have on your form. If you said, oh no, I messed it up and I don't want to save this, just simply uncheck it before you close. If you click on Reset Layout, like maybe you lost the data buttons and you can't find them, or something like that, simply click Reset Layout, and that will reset it to the way it ships out of the box. This concludes part 1 of this session. Resume with part 2 on contacts and activities.